Hello, and how are you this fine fall day? My name is Carolyn Motley, and my co-host is Keith Reddy, and we're here today to welcome you to the Cannon County Chamber Connection. And as always, this is made possible by DTC Communications, and we do appreciate all that they do for us. So fall is here, the nights are cool, the leaves are falling, changing colors, and all of the Halloween and fall decorations are coming out of the woodwork, and I can appreciate that. I love the fall, but I will miss summer because when it gets down to 30s and frost, that's not really my kind of weather. I will say one little thing that we had that was a great success. The Color of Fall Car and Truck Show had 118 entries, and the best of show went to a 1955 Chevy Bel Air owned by Steve Holder from McMinnville, Tennessee. But I will tell you that my judges have a really hard time with this show because all of them are good. It's just sometimes it's almost impossible to pick the best of when really you've got several there that could be the best of, but you can only have one winner. So he was the winner for this year, but we do appreciate everyone that came out and participated along with the viewers. We need the public to come look at these fine automobiles also, and all of the sponsors and everybody that helps with that show every year. We do appreciate it, and it just gets a little bigger every year.
And I heard the DJ was pretty good too.
Yeah, some people did kind of brag on him.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't want to tell him that because then he gets a big hit.
I won't say anything either.
Well, I'm glad. So anyway, we had a big time. I think most of the people there had fun. We had a 50-50 winner. We had the T-shirt people there, Big Frog. So yeah, fun was had by all. And did you have fun?
I had fun. Had a blast. I DJ'd. Oh, wait a minute. We weren't supposed to say that, right? But no, it was a fun time. I mean, and it wasn't
a good show.
She said it was a little event. No, this wasn't a little event. You came out and you got to walk the whole parking lot. We had the parking lot covered. And just like you said, Carolyn, it's hard to judge cars because we gave one the Canon Courier Choice Award, and I couldn't. I mean, there were so many good cars out there.
It's hard to pick
It's hard
one.
to judge and just pick one because you feel sorry for leaving the others out.
And you know, even the ones that come that you would consider, they call them a rat rod, they still have hours of working on.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's hard to get anything to look that rusty.
Right.
It is. You got to work at that.
And some of those rat rods weren't rusty either.
No, they weren't.
Had
some of them were
immaculate
fine
paint jobs
looking.
on it.
Yeah, they did. But we appreciate them all because we take in everything. I've had some judges that wanted me to put them in classes like all Chevys, all Fords. I can't do that. I could if there was like 2 or 3 more acres, but we just have the courthouse and you can't do that. It's just first come, first serve. You know, don't you, Randy?
I do.
You had one there.
I do. I didn't win a prize.
I'm sorry.
Mine is a work in progress.
All right. Well, that's okay, too. We had several of those. Anyway, we do have some, of course, with the fall comes a lot of activities in our community and everything. And one of our main guides, I should say, into events in Cannon County is the Woodbury Lions Club. And Mr. Randy Greenwood is with us today, and he is going to talk to us about numerous activities that are planned for the Lions Club, right?
Okay.
First of all, I guess it's, since we're into October, and a lot of these events are in October, but we're going to talk about them anyway.
Right.
The fish fry being the
Yep.
first one.
On October the 15th, we will do our second annual fish fry that supports our white cane projects, and I'll talk about white cane in just a moment. But this will be Saturday the 15th at the Lions Club, and it'll be from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., $12 for adults and $6 for 10 and under. And great meal of fried catfish or chicken, hush puppies, white beans, coleslaw, desserts, and a drink. And nobody walks away hungry. So it's always a good event. For years, we collected for the white cane projects by doing roadblocks here in the city of Woodbury. And in 2021, the city informed us that due to liability issues with our insurance carrier, they would no longer allow roadblocks on the main street. They just said it had gotten too dangerous for the amount of traffic we have. So that was a primary source of fundraising for our white cane projects. And what we had to do was decide what we were going to do to fill that gap. And we decided, since fish fries are very popular in this part of the world, that's what we would do. And in October of last year, 2021, we did our first annual white cane fish fry. So coming up on the 15th will be our second annual. And we're looking forward to a great turnout. We had a real good turnout last year, and the funds that we raised were very successful in offsetting what we had typically gotten in donations by collecting out on the road. And we didn't have to put anybody out on the road to get run over, so that was a good thing.
That about happened to me twice.
Really, yeah, I had a couple of close calls
I've
too.
seen some people out in the middle of the road.
It's a
during white
death-defying
cane.
act.
Yep.
You know, people are combing their hair and on their phone at the same time as they drive by trying to throw money at you. So, at any rate, we're happy to be able to do fish fries to support our white cane projects. The Lions Club International was founded in 1917, so we're in our 105th year. We have about 1.5 million members worldwide. It is one of the largest all-volunteer organizations in the world. Virtually everybody from the international president down to the lowest worker in the local clubs does not get paid a penny to do what we do. In fact, at the local club, I pay about $130 a year for the privilege of being a lion and serving. And this is used to offset the expenses that we have for the operation of the local club. And in 1925, Helen Keller approached the Lions Club to ask for support for the American Services for the Blind, and that began a relationship that continues to this day. White cane is a symbol. As you know, most people who are sight impaired will use a white cane when they walk. And so we just call the various projects that we fund white cane projects. And I have a list here. I'm not going to read in detail, but I'll just give you the quick overview. This includes Middle Tennessee Lion Sight Service, which includes diagnosis and eye surgery for people who can't afford it. The Tennessee School for the Blind, Hearing Aid Project for the local area, Tennessee School for the Deaf, Lions Communication Service, which provides vision machines to clients and clubs, Peace Poster Contest, which encourages children in the schools to focus on world peace, Leader Dogs for the Blind. These are guide dogs furnished at no cost to provide independence and mobility for those who are sight impaired. Learning Ally, which includes recorded books and other material. World Services for the Blind, which includes vocal training and rehabilitation for blind adults. Drug essay contests. As we all know, drugs are a real problem in our area, and we're doing everything we can to educate, starting at the school level, and educate the community in general as to how drug abuse destroys lives. Kids Site Outreach and Pediatric Cancer are two other projects that we fund. So as you can see, the White Cane project is a very important means of supporting our local community. Most of the things that I've mentioned here are things that directly benefit our local community members here in Cannon County and in Woodbury. So I'm proud to be a part of this organization and to serve. And again, we want everybody to come out. You get a great fish dinner, but you're also supporting these various functions that we have under the White Cane projects. And so we really have had good support from the community in the past, and we would ask you to come out on October 15th and continue to support us. Now, do you want me to mention some of the other things, or are you going to do that?
I want to make no, I'm going to let you, but I'm going to make a comment on that. When he says that it helps us locally, I've known several children in our area that have had surgery that the Lions Club has paid for because they had to have eye surgery. Some of it prevented blindness. We go out to the schools. We have a team that goes out to the schools and checks for vision problems. You know, a lot of little kids have vision problems, and they don't realize they have vision problems, you know, until they're checked. And then sometimes they run into things more serious that can be fixed before it's too late. So yes, the Lions Club is very active in the community, and I think sometimes the community doesn't realize the many things that they are and that they give to. And he was right. I'm a member of the Lions Club too, and I guess it's the only place where I've actually worked that I paid them. But that's what I do, and that's what most Lions Club members do. But it's because they want to do something for their community, and that's how I feel about it too. Now, we're going to talk about something else we do, aren't we?
Let me throw one more thing in. We support, and we're actually instrumental in helping to found the vision clinic that's at Vanderbilt University.
That's right.
Actually, one of our local members here who ended up ultimately being a international president for the club was actually instrumental in helping Vanderbilt establish that vision clinic. And as Carolyn mentioned, we provide surgeries for people who can't afford it. We do screening in the schools, and we provide eyeglasses, all at no charge to these people. And
if you have eyeglasses that you no longer use, you know, instead of throwing them in a drawer somewhere, if you'll bring them by a Lions Club member, a business, the chamber will take them, Sue Patrick's office will take them, and those glasses are reused for people that need glasses.
I just picked up a box full of them from our thrift store.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
And we have a thrift store you can take them to.
Yeah.
And that is really instrumented. That is done with the church, isn't it?
Correct.
That does that, the First
Woodbury
Methodist
United
Church.
Methodist.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they help a lot of people. We're very community-oriented in Cannon County, and I'm proud to say that too. Now then, we got other things that we do. One of them is the food bank.
Right. The local food bank here is a service that's provided to help the local citizens of Woodbury and Cannon County who may not be able to afford the amount of food that they need to support their families. So we have a food bank that is available, and it's staffed, and I'll have to ask you to give the days and times that it's open. But people are allowed to come and basically shop at no charge to pull product off the shelf and take things home to feed their families. And one of the things that the Lions Club has done for the past couple of years, in conjunction with the Dollar General store, we set up a booth outside of the store at the entrance, and this is every Saturday from the first Saturday in November until the first Saturday in January. and we allow people to drop off food items or just donate money if they want, and then we will buy food. But I know, having been a member of the team that stands out there in the cold in front of the store and collects food, it seems like it's always cold when we're down there. But
yes, it is.
at any rate, I have seen people go into the store, get a bag full of canned goods and whatnot, and actually come back out and put them in our donation basket without buying anything for themselves. Their sole purpose was just shopping to provide food for the food bank. And that's been a very successful way of restocking the cupboards, which, if you saw the paper this week, the cupboards are bare right now. So we need your help and support.
Well, grocery items have gone up in price, and it seems like people are having a harder time right now. So yes, the food bank is in desperate need of food. And we'll start this on November 1st, but by all means, if you would like to donate some of that, if you'd call the chamber and let me know that you have some food to donate, I'll tell you where you can drop that off at.
You can also drop it off at the Canon Courier office.
That's right, you can. We'll take it also.
113 West Main. The Canon County Emergency Food Bank is open Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. And it's over on West, what is it? Well, I call it West High Street because you should go in the West High Street entrance, in the back entrance, to get to it, rather than walk through the front of the election offices. They'd rather you go in the back on the West High Street entrance.
It's kind of difficult to locate, but it's in the old hospital, the old Good Samaritan Hospital. And if you'll see the sign that says the election office, if you're confused about where it is, just go in there and ask them how to get to it, and they'll be glad to show you how to get to the food bank. But like I say, that's another thing that the Lions Club does, is we stock that very well from November. But I want to give a shout out to the Dollar General Market, because not only do they allow us to sit up there, but they also will have things sit on the counter that if you would like to purchase one of them, they bring it out and put it in
They actually have a box at each checkout register during the week. We're only there on Saturday to collect outside, but during the week people can put food into the boxes there, so they're collecting all week long for us.
Yes, and another thing that we should talk about, this isn't cheap. You had mentioned that. Buying food is not cheap anymore. And Dennis was telling me, Dennis Clark, one of the people that coordinates the food bank himself, was telling me he spent over $2,000 in 1 month alone. And to provide food, put on the pantries and stuff. And like you saw in the paper, the shelves are empty right now. So donations are needed now. And they're very grateful to the Woodbury Lions Club for helping this out, because that really helps keep them stocked for several months with this food drive that happens in November. Another thing that they do, and not taken away from Dollar General Market, but you can also go to the Woodbury Market, which is formerly Save-A-Lot. And they've got bags of canned items already bagged up that you can purchase, and it'll get to the food bank. They give them to the food bank this month to hold them over until your food drives can, Woodbury Lions Club food drives can begin in November.
Well, I guess we're, during the holidays, especially Thanksgiving and Christmas, I think we have a tendency to think more about giving food to people that may not be able to afford it. But you've got to think that they eat all year long, not just at Thanksgiving and Christmas, So we have to stock them up well enough where it'll take them through at least the winter months and sometimes into the summer. And along with this, y'all, we also have a blessing box at the Woodbury Lions Club building. It's small, and the purpose of this box is if someone is needing something for dinner or lunch, or if you just need some food, there's food in there for you to take. Now, people that aren't in need, if you could drop off a few things, but this is things that do not, canned items and everything. Take that, don't take bread and things that will spoil or ruin.
No refrigerated items or perishables.
No, but those are small, and there's one at Short Mountain Fire Department, and there's one at the Woodbury Lions Club, but that's not enough food in there to accommodate you, you know, for a week or anything. You're just supposed to take a few items if you need them. And the people that can, if you can leave a few items, that's how that works. So, you know, that's two other things that you can go to if the food bank's not open. So, and of course, the Lions Club is also going to be active come December.
Yes, the first Saturday in December is a busy day for us. We have a pancake breakfast at the clubhouse that's pancakes with Santa, and there'll be a Santa Claus there and a Mrs. Claus, and you can get your picture taken with them. And then following that, at noon, we have the annual Christmas parade. So we'll have a big turnout for that. And then in the evening, or late afternoon evenings, we have the tour of homes that we've traditionally done. And we're still working on that, and that may evolve to a little different format than what we've had in the past. We've got some very interesting houses that all you have to do to enjoy them is drive by and look at them with the decorations. So we may start to include things like that. One
thing that I will tell you on that, because I'm on that committee, the Tour of Homes, is I do need help with that. Anyone wishing to put their home on that tour for the Lions Club, if you would call me at the chamber by November 1st and let me know if you're willing to put your home on that. We don't have too many right now, and we'd like to have at least 6 or 7 homes that people could go in. But like Randy says, we do have homes that decorate big time on the outside, but they don't really want you touring through their homes, but they'd love to see you come by their homes, and we could give you a list of those. But we'll work on the tour of homes, and I'll let you know next month how we're going on that. But that's another big thing the Lions Club does. And then, of course, you get into the winter months, and this year our Princess Ball, this next year, will probably be in February. It'll be a father-daughter dance, and it'll be a sweetheart dance. We've had them in the spring. We've had them, we had one last year, was a masquerade ball. It went over well. It was in October. And so we'll try one around Valentine's Day and see how that works. But yeah, the Lions Club stays busy all year. And you've done Lions Club fish fries as fundraisers for other organizations in the past,
right,
too. That was a big help. And we appreciate everybody that backs the Lions Club. We invite you to, if you're interested and you'd like to do things to serve the community, by all means get in touch with one of us, and we'll be glad to put your name in the hat. We meet twice a month, and yes, you get to eat. So this is a good thing too.
Yeah.
And plus, you get to listen to Randy, because Randy is our tail twister, but he always has a story to tell at the end of each meeting, and I thoroughly enjoy those stories. I look forward to them. You got any stories?
No, not today.
Well, shoot, Randy, I thought sure he would have. Well, Randy, we appreciate you being part of us today. And don't forget, the food drive, the fish fry will be on the 15th. And it will be at the Woodbury Lions Club Starts at 11 o'clock, ends at 6. If you want to get them to go, you can, or you're welcome to eat there. So, and you won't be sorry. I do believe it's some of the best fish I've ever tasted.
It is very high quality, yeah.
It is very good.
Yep.
Along with everything else is good too, so,
Yep.
I mean, what can I say? Okay. You're welcome to stay with us if you want to sit here and
stick
listen.
around.
All right. I may come back to you in a minute. Hi.
Miss
I've got you in the sun, don't I?
It's okay.
No, wait a
See, that's a
minute.
spotlight. The spotlight is on her, see?
Well,
Okay. We also have Miss Lisa Barrett with us today. And Lisa has been the director, I'm not sure if that's your title.
Yes, ma'am.
Of the SAVE program, Domestic Violence. And of course, along with drugs and everything else, we hate to say that we need these departments to help with these, but we do.
yes, ma'am.
And you have something coming up that this will be your 5th annual
Yes, ma'am.
Candlelight
I think the
Vigil.
weekend of the 14th and 15th is going to be very busy because, you know, you have the fish fry on Saturday, but our Candlelight Vigil is on the 14th.
There's a whole list of things on the
So
15th.
you've always got something to do in Cannon County.
And that, by the way, the 14th, we'll mention a little bit later, is also homecoming weekend
Yes,
for high school.
yes.
You know, so busy weekend.
Oh, yeah. But we're having our 5th annual Candlelight Vigil. It is October 14th. The event's going to be from 6 to 9 at the community center. Of course, we'll start serving food, though, at 5. If you almost come at 5, you're welcome to, because we'll have where you can purchase a meal if you like. I think it's $10 for adults, and kids for 5 and up, or to 12, I think it's 5. And then kids 4 and under are free. And we'll have fried chicken and pulled pork and baked beans and coleslaw and chips and a drink and a potato salad and a dessert. So, you know, and a drink. So, you know, you'll get your full there too. And it's really good food. And then we'll have at the event, we're going to have music and testimonials for some survivors. We'll have a moment of silence for all victims of violence. If everybody knows, we actually had a lady that was killed a week before last that actually worked at Crane, a really sweet lady, and she lived in DeKalb, and she actually lost her life to domestic violence. So in October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we're trying to educate the community about what domestic violence is and how to get help, because there is help out there for people if you want it. And a lot of times it's scary for people to leave. But, you know, because your chances of dying jump 75% when you walk out the door because you've taken their power and control away. And she left behind 3 small children, and it's just a very sad situation. And unfortunately, 1 in 3 women will be victims in their lifetime, and 1 in 7 men, because men can also be victims of violence as well. And 1 in 20 seniors, and I think it's 1 in 5 of the high school students will be a victim during their high school years. And then you've got 3.3 million children every year exposed to domestic violence. And those reported, 60% report being physically or sexually assaulted. So, I mean, it's very high statistics out there that someone will be affected by domestic violence. And like I said, there is help out there. And this is, since it is, like I said, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, this is one of our big community events to try and educate, but also it's a fundraiser for us because we'll have the dinner, but we'll also have an auction. And we've got some really cool auction items that have been donated. We've been very blessed because the community really supports us, and we love our community support because we couldn't do what we do without it. Because you know, all of our services are free to victims of violence. And I'll kind of go over that in a few minutes. But as far as some of our auction items, we have everything from homemade rocking chairs to, if you got UT fans out there, we've got a UT basket with clothing and all kinds of UT things. Baby basket, all kinds of neat little baby stuff. We've got gift certificates from Sophia's and Bourbon Bliss and different places. We actually have a Nintendo Switch that was graciously donated to us. And, those are, Christmas is coming up, and those are big items for a lot of kids. And we've got My Fuzzy Friends Moji, the Labradoodle.
Okay.
And that little dog does everything. I think it even, I don't know.
Does it eat?
Oh, I think it's got little treats in there with it, but it tells you what it's thinking and everything. Barks.
Well, I want something that
I think it
doesn't
does
eat.
flips. I don't know. It does everything. But we have homemade items that'll be there, from desserts and candies and whatevers, and all kinds of baked goods, but also canned items, homemade sauces and pickles and homemade jams, you name it, we'll have it. So, there'll be a lot of awesome things there for auction if anybody loves auctions. And we've actually got a real live auctioneer. Derek Fan has agreed to come and be our auctioneer. Good. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But come out and join us, because it'll be a lot of fun. And it's a good cause, but it'll also be educational for people, because you can learn all about domestic violence. And you can't, I can't go anywhere without somebody not knowing someone, themselves, family member, friend, something, or someone has touched their life, that's been affected by domestic violence that they know personally. And like I said, all of our services to victims are free. We help them with emergency shelter. We have a 15-bed shelter here in Cannon County. We help them with counseling, 24-hour crisis line. We help them try and find housing and a job if they need a job. We help them with court advocacy. Our clients never go to court alone. We do all the orders of protection here in Cannon County. We go to civil and criminal court with them as well. So, I mean, it's a really good cause. And like I said, if you want to make a difference, please come out and join us, because we can definitely need the support, and you'll learn a lot, because some of our people that are actually going to be giving testimonies they're very brave people. They're survivors, been through it, been there, done that, and they want to give back and let people know that there is help out there. And I think actually Jimmy Hayes is going to give his testimonial, because he kind of grew up in that, Officer Jimmy Hayes, and he wants to show people that, there's a way out of that, and you can break the cycle. So he's going to be one of our testimonials that night, and we have another brave lady that's going to give hers, and and like I said, we're going to, hopefully, I think a lot of the people from Crane are coming out, because we're going to pay tribute to the lady who lost her life, I think week before last.
Well, that's sad to hear. I hate to hear that.
Yes, ma'am.
But it does happen, and that's what I say. That's just like, you can't ignore that there are things like this in your neighborhood and in your community. As much as we'd rather not have a domestic violence house,
yes,
there is a need for it. And of course, along with this need is also the need that when people come to you, they come with what they've got on their back, and that's it.
Well, usually they come with clothes on their back, or we've actually picked them up to the hospital, but nothing known but a hospital, yeah. So, we take clothing, we take hygiene products, we take paper towels, toilet paper, cleaning products.
Many times
toys.
there's little kids.
Yes. Toys are always needed, because we get kids and they have to leave everything behind. They don't have any toys or any kids' clothes, nothing. And it's sad.
It is sad.
We've had clients in there that we try and keep, new toys there. Like we've had clients come in, well, tomorrow's little Johnny's 4th birthday, and I can't even give him a cake or, a party or anything. So, we try and keep toys there, so in that situation, the parent can pick something out for them, and we keep cakes, or, we can make them a cake and try and make it as normal as possible for the child, because they don't understand, that Santa Claus isn't coming, or I'm not getting a birthday party. They've lost their home, they've lost their family.
Right.
It's traumatizing for them.
It is. Well, it'd be traumatizing for me too.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
I may be able to help you out some there on the 15th.
Thank
we have
you.
another event on the 15th.
I did forget, though, at our auction, we also, at our Candlelight Vigil, we had a hog donated last year from Leroy Brandon.
A what?
A hog, a pig.
A hog,
A big
okay.
hog. From Black Hawk
Live
Farms.
one?
Yeah, well, You can have it live or you can have it dead if you want to. If you want it dead.
I'd rather have pork chops.
Okay, well then he can handle that because he graciously donates the hog and through Black Hawk Farms, and we're selling tickets. Well, are we supposed to say that? We're selling tickets for that. But anyway, you can get a ticket for the hog. They're $3 each or $4 for 10. And this hog did wonderful last year because everybody wanted it. And it's usually like a 250 pound to 250 to 300 pound hog. And it's an estimated value about anywhere from 250 to 300 depending on the size of the hog. And like I said, if you want it, Miss Carolyn, deliver. If you win and you want it live, I'm sure he'll bring it to your house and set it free in your yard. But if you choose,
I don't want to have it live.
all you have to do is pay the kill bill, which usually runs around $250, depending on your cuts you want. And you can pick it up in war trays at the pots. He'll deliver it, and then they'll kill it and package it and everything. And if you win, you just go down and pay kill bill, and then you get all that meat to go in your freezer.
So you're having a hog that you're going to have up for raffle, type of a raffle.
He's already got all his little cuts and everything in there.
Good deal. Does this hog have a name? Did you name the hog?
No,
We
you don't
can
want to
name him
name
if
it,
you want
and
to.
I
That's
don't
what
want
I'm
to
saying.
be.
Well, you know, if
We
it's
can name him
live.
Leroy since Leroy's in Black Hawk Farms is.
There you go.
We'll call him Leroy. So if anybody wants a chance at Leroy, the hog, you can. If you got any questions, you can actually call 615-464-5555.
But we don't want to kill Leroy, the person.
No,
we
we're not
want to
gonna-
kill Leroy, the
we love
hog.
Leroy.
We want to kill Bill.
Yeah.
That's who we want to kill. I got you.
Okay.
Boy.
You want to kill Bill? Yes.
Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we're already talking about violence on another level,
We don't
right?
want to kill Leroy. Leroy's like my brother
Leroy's-
from another mother.
I got you.
All my
I
life.
understand that. That's
And he's
good.
graciously giving us Leroy the pig
Yeah.
that we get to have.
Well, if I'm
If you don't
planning
want
on eating something, I don't want to name it, and I really don't want to meat it.
Well, you won't have to meet it. You just go pick it up at Potts and
Well, there you
pay your
go.
kill bill.
And once she pays her kill bill, the clerk at Potts will be going, okay, here's, well, who are you for? Oh, Leroy. We'll bring him right on out.
Yeah, and they'll even load your car up for you, and then you just take it home and put it in your freezer.
Yeah. Got pork chops for life.
Yeah. And
All
it's
right.
good meat, too, because I always get from them, but I don't name mine.
No, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't name mine either, yeah. I don't think anybody names.
Yeah, if I'm going to name it, I'm not going to eat him. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
there you go. What
got
more
all
can I
kinds of
say?
stuff
You
going.
can go to this and buy some tickets and get Leroy the pig or whoever.
Or you can get all these bunch of auction items, and we've still got more auction items coming in. We've got everything, and there's a lot of awesome
Well, the rocking
Christmas
chairs are
gifts.
nice, they are.
Yeah, but you can also learn all about domestic violence and how to help our agency, because we are a nonprofit 501c3, and we always need help, because we run on grants, private donations, and fundraisers. And like I said, we always need something. We can, not taking away from food bank, because they're awesome. We always need food, because when you're full, you got 15 people in there, and they eat.
Yeah.
The kids especially, because when they come in, it's so sad they're hungry, because a lot of them haven't eaten, and we try and keep snacks there and things of that nature. And we have a lot of really good support from some of the churches here in town, like the Big Baptist Church. They will give us snacks every month. They'll try and bring snacks in for the kids and stuff, and cleaning products and paper towels and toilet paper. But
And that's things you don't think about either that
Exactly.
you need.
But they go through it because that many people, And then we have, of course, the Thrift Store is very good to us, because they actually started that with us in mind several years ago. And they give us proceeds every month, but they also give it to the backpack program, which, feeds the kids every month. Or every week they'll send a little bag home with them with things that they can eat, till they get back to school on Monday.
Yeah, I don't think people realize.
We're currently doing about 300 a week, so
And that's a bunch, and it's so needed.
that's a big ministry, yeah.
So that they do a wonderful job there too. And they'll let our ladies, like if I take a lady in and she's got 3 kids or whatever, they'll give each one of them a $30 voucher to shop for clothing, because they don't have any clothing.
Yeah.
which is a big help for us. And there's several other churches in town that, help, and then there's individuals that help. And so we've been very blessed from the community, but we always are in need because, and we love volunteers. If anybody wants to volunteer, we love volunteers at Save. You can do everything from helping set up with the visual, or you can come in, and we have some that go to court with ladies just to be moral support while our court advocate's doing her job. You can support that client, and make sure that they're safe and they're okay and nobody bothers them, or read to the kids, whatever. I mean, there's always something to do.
All right. Well, every year we go through this, but every year there's a need. And I hope there's someday that you don't have a job because there is no need.
I would love that.
We'll find you a job somewhere.
I told him, I said, I'll never get to retire. I'll get to retire the day I die at my funeral.
Well,
because unfortunately, and it's a learned behavior. You learn it, you can unlearn it, but some don't want to.
no, you're right.
And it's sad because, they don't see what they're doing is wrong, and it's okay, and it's something with them. They don't have control in their life, or there's something lacking in their life that I have to control you to make myself feel better. So if I have to beat you or kill you or whatever I have to do that, then, But love shouldn't have to hurt. That's not love. It's not. It's abuse.
Well, I'm a different animal there because I'm going to tell you, if you're going to do something to hurt me, you better make it good the first time. Because if I get up, we're going to be on the floor rolling around.
and I get that too. I'm the same way. I'm very, but with a victim, they've been in it for so long.
I know, it does get to be a habit.
It wasn't always that way. They were wonderful. I first married him. He was great. Well, of course not. The first time you went out with him and he beat you, would you go, well, no. But it's a gradual thing with it, maybe a slap or put down or a slap or whatever, and then it escalates. And let's say it's not always bad. Of course not. It's a cycle. You have the honeymoon phase where everything's great. He's bringing me flowers, and we're going to movies, and we're doing it. But then something's going on now in the next little phase because I don't want to set him off. I'm going to do everything I can, and I say he because the majority are females, but there are men who are victims. But I'm going to do everything I can to keep the peace and not get him upset because I'm walking on eggshells because I know something's going to happen. And then you have the explosion where they do explode, and then that's where the violence comes in. But then they come back, and we're back in the honeymoon because I love you and I'm sorry, and I'll never do it again, and we'll go to counseling. But if they hit you once, they'll hit you again. And it's not going to stop. And then they've got their self-esteem down so low. We've had clients come in that can't even make decisions because their self-esteem is down so low. They've been told. And it's kind of like what military people go through in war. They're doing whatever they can in their own home, fighting a war that they're losing, of course, but they're doing whatever they can to survive. And, they have post-traumatic stress just like military personnel will.
Oh, I'm sure.
And it's sad, and they need help. And like I said, they can't just leave because if you leave, I will find you and I will kill you.
Well, usually there's other circumstances too. There's kids involved.
Yes, ma'am.
Peer pressure involved.
And if you've got kids, and if you've got no job, no education, no money, no vehicle, where are you going to go, really?
Who are you going to call?
Exactly. You call SAVE. And that's
right.
615-563-6690.
See, I set you up real good.
Yes, you did, because we're there to help, and we'll do whatever we can to help. You did great.
Well,
Ms.
I thank you, and people should go to your event. They should. I'll never forget, you were in court one time in front of the commission, I believe, and we were all asking for funds, including the chamber. And you were up first to ask for funding, and you took a group of ladies with you.
Yes, ma'am.
That got up and gave testimonials. Well, by the time you were done, I thought, I might as well just go home because I don't have any abused chamber members that I could bring with me.
I wasn't on the chamber board at that time.
So I thought, there's no need even listening to me after I've listened to all this.
Well, they were very brave ladies, and they
But that's hard to do.
it is.
It is hard to do.
And we have a lot that volunteer now that come back that have been through the program, and they've been there, done that, and they understand and they want to help because they know the importance of getting out and getting safe. But
Well,
they
I'd
know
say
that
that's
you've got
very
to have that
important to
support.
your program.
You've got to have that support because a woman will go back 5 to 7 times on average before she leaves for good.
Yeah. If she's able.
Yes, ma'am. Unfortunately, the lady a couple weeks
Didn't
ago.
leave soon enough, did she?
No, ma'am. And her 13-year-old child actually witnessed it.
Oh,
Her daughter,
that's
and she
even
actually
worse.
was trying to call 911, and he took the phone from the child. So now that child is going to be traumatized in seeing that for the rest of her life.
I'm sure that's true. Well, I'm really sorry to hear that, I am. But we're running short
I'm
on
sorry,
time,
Miss
so
Carolyn,
I'm
you
going to
got me.
have to.
You have to tell me to shut up because I'll talk all day.
Okay, I'm going to have to tell you to shut up. Lisa, so I can go on with it.
Yes, ma'am.
You talked about the 15th and everything happening. We always have weekends like this, but we have several things on the 15th of October. Our final cruise-in for this year for the chamber will be on the 15th, and it will be from 3 until 6 p.m. And what we ask of all of our cruisers or anyone out there, this is a toy drive cruise-in, and we ask for people to bring a toy to be donated, and of course it will go to our 501c3 programs. There will be CASA, the Child Advocacy, and Domestic Violence, that we will split those toys up for among these departments where they will help them out for kids at Christmas time. So if you can't come to the cruise-in, you can always drop your toys off at the chamber or at Jennings Jewelers, since Joanne is the sponsor for the toy drive cruise-in. And we would appreciate any toys that we can get, because I know kids are going to need food and clothes and everything, but it's Christmas and little kids are going to need toys too. Exactly. So we're going to try to help with that. Also, the 15th is the Lions Club Fish Fry, 11 to 6 p.m. at the Lions Club. It's also Blackout in the Country, and the gates open at 8 a.m. It's located at Beans Diesel at 210 Rolling Coal Lane in Woodbury, and they will have competitions, the dyno competition, the diesel sled pull, dirt drags, show and shine, and vendor alley. And that will be on the 15th also. And if you're not sure where that is, if you'll call the chamber, I'll be glad to give you a website or a number that you can call.
We also, real quick on that Blackout in the Country, where this is actually on John Bragg Highway, but we want to let our viewers know that if you come through Saturday morning wanting to go from Woodbury to Murfreesboro, leave in plenty of time, because this Blackout in the Country is well attended, and it takes a little while to go through that area of John Bragg Highway due to the traffic. There's a lot of traffic in the morning.
But you can also get to it off of the old Murfreesboro Highway.
Right.
That's where you would run into the rolling coal lane.
Yeah, coal lane. Yeah.
But you can see it from John Bragg. Anyway, that is a big event. There's a lot of people that go to that. So that's also on the 15th. On October 22nd is a fall festival on the square. I don't know a whole lot about that event. Keith, do you know a lot about
It's
it?
going to be basically for crafts, arts and crafts and stuff like that. They had touted a car show, but I don't think that's actually going to happen. There was a car classic show because they need places for the vendors, so they kind of backed off on that. There's going to be music. I forget the name of the band that's supposed to be out there, but there'll be a DJ out there after about 12:30, I think.
You DJ?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
I'm the DJ.
And you'll be DJ again.
And then Saturday, October 29th, will be the Pumpkin Festival on the square. And this is mainly for the children. They'll have costume contests, pumpkin carving contests, and everything. But no one has contacted me about the activities for this either. But I do know that it will be on Saturday, October 29th. So I guess the best I can tell you right now is just take your chances and show up. Something will be going on. You know anything about that?
Not all the way. I mean, I know a little bit about it, like you said, just basically what you said. You know, there's going to be carving contests and costume contests, and there's going to be a lot of candy. And they are looking for some vendors to go around and, you know, set up a booth or whatever. But and that should start, I think, at 10 in the morning, if I'm not mistaken.
Is there
10 in the morning.
cost for vendors?
Yeah, there is a cost for vendors. And Ashley O'Brien is the person to contact with that, and I don't have her number, but I can get it to you.
Okay. Friday and Saturday, November 18th and 19th, starts off our Christmas in Canon County. And it is the Canon Country Christmas around the square. And throughout Canon County, there's a lot of stores that get involved in this that aren't right around the square. We have some antique stores, one in Bradeville and one in Gazaway, that will be part of this also. But around the square on Friday night, the chamber will bring Santa in at 5 p.m. If you want pictures with Santa, please bring your own camera and you can take your own pictures. He's proud to pose with them, but it will be outside around the square. And we also have the live nativity scene. And when I say live, I mean the camel is live. Do we have live camel rides? No. Just the camel is there. Last year, a lady come out so excited. She had 4 or 5 little children with her, and she wanted to know where the camel rides were. And I thought, that little camel over there is not giving rides, but he is there. And the church does that. The Dillon Street Baptist Church is always responsible for that, and it's a great draw. Plus, we'll have some other special surprises there on Friday night. The merchants stay open late. This is their event. This is why they do this. They want your business. They'll stay open late. They have specials. There'll be some special things around the courthouse square, not vendors and things, because this is for the merchants. So I don't want to defeat their purpose by bringing in vendors. And
it's always beautiful when they get all the lights on.
oh, it is.
I
All the
love going to
Christmas
square
lights, everything's
at
decorated.
Christmas. It's so pretty.
And we did have a gentleman last year, Stones River Wealth Management, that did s'mores on the courthouse yard.
And Matt Cowan did something, didn't he? What did he do, hot chocolate? I know
Maybe.
it was, I remember last year was freezing. And
It
if we
was.
can
I
get
left early.
and we get the courthouse open this year, we'll provide some Christmas music from the courthouse, but it was freezing last year.
It was too cold.
Yeah.
But I do remember doing that one year where it was actually snowing. And I was decorating
I was surprised it
a tree out
didn't
in the
snow
yard.
last year. I was like, I was waiting for
I
it.
think it was too cold to snow.
Yeah.
I about froze last year, but it didn't stop people.
No,
We had
no.
people there and little kids there, and that's what it's all about. And of course, we want you to come down. The merchants are very hospitable, and they decorate, and they have sales and everything for you. So by all means, come and join in the fun.
And that particular weekend normally, well, not normally now because the school athletic programs have learned about this particular event. There is no basketball that particular weekend.
Oh, well,
it's
good.
usually opening of the season, and no basketball that weekend, so everybody can come down and participate now.
Well, that's right, and this is a good thing. And then we have the dance studio here, and they usually are performing during this event too. So it's just a good time to everybody to get together, walk around the square, wear a coat. Homeland Security, Homeland Security, Homeland
I made that mistake this
Bank
week as well.
was there.
I sort of say Homeland Security.
And they were giving out, I think they were having hot chocolate, and they were also giving out door prizes and things like this.
They sure were.
So
Some very nice door prizes.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
And then Saturday, we always invite everybody back on Saturday to shop all you want during the day. But at night, 2 years ago, they did start a nighttime Christmas parade, a merchant's Christmas parade. And last year, I think it drew a little popularity, and there were a few more people there for that. But people like a nighttime Christmas parade. Well, this is your chance to see one. And that'll be on the 18th and the 19th of November, because we want to get started before everybody else does. So this is good. And then, like I say, I don't want to forget the Art Center. Good heavens, November 29th will be the opening date for their holiday bazaar, and that will be right here at the Art Center. And of course, this is the craftspeople and the artisans set up things that will be set up till Christmas. And you can come in on the days they're open and shop, and you will find things at this bazaar that if you have someone on your list that has everything, I guarantee you there'll be something they don't have at this. So it's great to come down here and shop for that. And we just want to remind you to be kind to the trick-or-treaters and have a safe and happy New Year. Halloween.
I said, wait a minute.
Halloween. I don't
She
want to
skipped
jump.
over quite a
Get ahead
few
of
things
yourself.
in
I
between,
don't
didn't
want
we?
Are
to
you going to be
jump.
like Walmart?
I don't want to jump
all
past
of them together?
Christmas.
Yeah, in one section, yeah.
Next month, we're going to talk about Christmas and New Year's.
Okay.
But
And
have
we
a
still
good
are having the
Halloween.
Veterans Parade, right?
Yes, we are still having the Veterans Parade,
Okay,
All
I just want to
right.
make sure.
full program. That'll do it.
Done.